Morning everyone, it's the 20th of December and the days are ticking past quickly. Number 20 goes up and out of my box of delights there's not much left, and I've picked out the candy cane and it's looking a bit worse for wear, I'm afraid. It's so old now, but it's just a double line of crochet that you leave to, twist up on its own, and I'll just put a few stitches in to let the top go over and make a candy cane shape. That is it, and I'm just going to put it there for the moment. It's going to go there. Might have to alter them later, but for the moment it's just going to go there. Well, we're getting there slowly but surely, and you might be able to tell, but I'm all dressed up today and it's very early in the morning, and I'm wearing my Laura Ashley curtain dress, which some of you might have seen that tutorial, some of you might not. That's what I'm wearing today because I'm going to a friend's birthday party, and so that was why the candy cane was there as well, because we'll be having sweet treats, I'm sure. So it's a birthday today, and happy birthday, Sue. That's all I can say. If she's ever watching this, happy birthday to you, Sue. So I will be seeing her later, and I'm trying to get some stuff done before I go because I'll be leaving here by just after coffee time this morning, and then I don't know what time I'll get back home today. So yesterday Wendy helped me get the Christmas tree in. So the Christmas tree is actually in situ, but there's no decorations on it yet. So maybe a little bit of that this morning, and then I shall hopefully get the rest of them done when I get home tonight, with any luck. And if not, well, if I'm putting them up on Christmas Eve, who's to bother but me? So that'll be fine. And what else? I can't think what else to say. My mind is all of a whir. In fact, it keeps going totally blank because I just don't know what I'm up to. Anyway, I'm leaving you with the lovely cake recipe today, and I did it super quick. So yeah, it is really quick, but I've written the recipe out for you, and it is super quick. So I hope if you want to have a go at that, you won't be disappointed, and it is super delicious. So I will leave it at that because I've got plenty to do, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy 20th of December. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye. Hello everyone, I'm back with a super cake recipe, and this is a good alternative for a Christmas cake if you don't want a fruit cake, and it's a really good ginger cake. The recipe was given to me by a caterer who I worked for a time, doing wedding cakes for special customers. And it's the cake recipe I've used ever since when I want a ginger cake, because it's a good keeper and it makes 2 cakes from the one mixture. I'm going to make my main cake in this 2-pound loaf tin, and the spare mixture will make a 1-pound cake. If you double up the mixture, you will get 3 2-pound loaves, and I used to do that regularly. I used to make double the mixture and make 3 cakes. Now I would say that they don't freeze well, so if you're baking 3, I would be saying that it was usually because I wanted to use one, I wanted to give one away maybe, and just keep one for maybe a couple of weeks time, because this will keep really well for 1, even 2 weeks. If you wrap it up when it's cold, it'll just get stickier and stickier, and it'll be really good, but don't freeze it. So if you don't need 3 big cakes, just use the half mixture. You'll get 1 good cake that you can wrap up for a few days, and it'll be perfect by Christmas, and you'll get one that you can eat fresh, and it'll be just as good. They really are lovely. So I've got my cake tins lined and ready. Just going to put them over there, because I'm doing things super quickly, I'm going to make this in my mixer. And it's mainly because it's sort of an all-in-one. It needs a good whisk, and I don't have a hand mixer. I just have my normal whisk or my wooden spoon, and I just need to do this quickly. So I'm going to be putting it into my mixer. But you could just as easily put all of the ingredients in a food processor. It'll probably take you about 30 seconds to a minute, and it'll be ready for the cake tins. So the choice will be up to you. I'm going to show you exactly what the ingredients are as I put them in, and then I'll get them into my mixer, into the oven, and I'll show you what they're like when they're finished. So first of all, I have 12 ounces of self-raising flour in my bowl. The next thing that's going in is going to be 6 ounces of Demerara sugar. And on top of that, I've weighed out 8 ounces of golden syrup. And I've done that just so that my scales don't get messy. And as an alternative, so I'm just going to put that in, should just run off. Oh, nearly. I almost did it. I'll just get that bit off. It's because the pan's been waiting there while I got the camera set up. If you do it straight away, it won't soak through the sugar, and it's a good way of. Or I could have weighed it out on top of the flour just as easily. If you're somewhere that doesn't have golden syrup, dark or light corn syrup would probably be your best bet, and or you could use dark treacle, just the same. Next, I need the ginger in. And I'm going to use powdered ginger, and I'm going for 1, 2 heaped teaspoons, maybe a bit more actually. I'll taste it at the end and see if I want any more. Next, I want in 4 fluid ounces of cooking oil. That's about 100 mils. And it goes. 2 eggs. 1, I usually do break them separately because I get my eggs from a farm. I'm always careful. And then I need some water, and I need warm water. I've just used the same jug as the cooking oil was in to measure out 6 fluid ounces of water, but I've made it warm by using half hot water and half cold water. That's going in. And then the last ingredient that's not quite going in yet is some ginger marmalade or ginger preserve. Now I've actually had to go and buy this one because I just didn't have any, and I need the jam consistency, not just my normal stem ginger. So I'm going to use some of that, but I'm going to get this mixed first. So this is going over to my mixer and it's going to get mixed up. I've put my whisk on because I want it to all whisk up. Once it's incorporated, just turn it right up and give it a real good whisk for about a minute. Check it, make sure there's nothing sticking. Make sure it's all incorporated. That is definitely the consistency, it's like a batter. So I'm going to just put in, I'm just going to get some of this jam, this ginger marmalade out. I'm going to use about 1/3 of the jar. And give it one more whisk. That should be it. You can see how quick that was to make up, and I'm just going to divide this between the 2 tins, so sort of 2/3 to 1/3. I've settled them in, so I've got my 2 tins ready to go in the oven. So my oven's it's on at 150, but that's fan oven. So I reckon 160 in a normal electric, but you sort of want it between about 2 or 3 if you're on a gas mark. They both go on the same shelf. So they're both in there on the same shelf, and I'm going to put the timer on for an hour and a half. So at the end of an hour and a half, the little one should be done, and you can open the oven and take it out to let it cool, and then just close the oven door and let the big one stay in another half hour, by which time it'll be done as well. So it's really easy, and you can see how quickly I mix them up. Once you've just got everything in one bowl, either just put it in your mixer, use a hand mixer, put it in a food processor. It is super quick and they are delicious. So I'll take the little one out of here. Now got 128 left to go, and I'll show you them when they're done. The big ones just come out of the oven. They're both looking lovely. You can see I can just press in. They're quite nicely firm. I'm just going to release them from the cake tin where the paper isn't, because these are going to be sticky cakes. And I'm just going to leave them in the tin for a few minutes before I lift them out, because they'll be difficult to get out if you let them cool in the tin entirely. One's coming out. So they both look good to me. I'm going to let them cool entirely, and they will get wrapped up in some fresh greaseproof and some foil, and they can be eaten fresh, but they can really keep for about a week to 10 days and improve all the time. And what I usually do with them is I will ice that with just normal water icing, your icing sugar, and either milk, icing sugar and water. But then I will use my stem ginger, and I will chop the stem ginger up, and I'll decorate it with the stem ginger on top, and then it'll slice absolutely beautifully. So it's a good cake and it's a good recipe that I've had for absolutely years and years, and I think this is the first time I've passed it on, but it was passed on to me originally. So I hope you've liked that. My house now smells beautifully of ginger cake, and the little one is going to be gifted, and the big one is probably just going to stay in a tin until Christmas, and then I can either heat it up and use it as a ginger pudding, or I can ice it and use it as a cake. Either way will be delicious. I hope you've liked that. Just give me the thumbs up, subscribe if you're a new person who's not seen me before. Don't normally do recipes, I'm normally stitching, but I hope you've liked that. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.